The local food movement,
sustainable agriculture,
Orgánicos, pues.
for local food,
organic growers, GMOs,
the local farm,
local food movement,
Con pesticidas.
local
organic,
sustainable
farm,
local
organic,
sustainable
farm.
But that labor issue,
Mi nombre es Juan López Cervantes y vengo del estado de Oaxaca, México. Bueno, pues trabajamos en la agricultura, en temporadas de tomate. En ocasiones nos movemos a Florida a trabajar en la fresa. En realidad, en veces las personas no nos fijamos por quiénes producen y quiénes lo hacen. Lo que a uno le importa o le interesa es ir al mercado, encontrar el producto, comprarlo, ir y consumirlo y así sucesivamente. Y no están pensando quién lo hace ni quién lo produce, porque a ellos lo que les interesa es obtener el producto y comprarlo y ya es todo listo.
I think oftentimes it's kind of a taboo issue.
when we bring it up, it causes a lot of tension.
I think it's kind of like we know it's happening, but we don't want to see it per se.
We've basically had to work around that topic.
It's something that people don't want to talk about.
I work as a family services coordinator for East Coast Migrant Head Start Project in the Colleton site in Colleton County, South Carolina. We're a division of Head Start. We serve the children aged 6 weeks to 5 years of migrant farm workers and seasonal workers as well. If you looked at a map of Mexico and income, I think the people that do this work and that we work with, at least, for the vast majority, are coming from the poorest parts of Mexico. They're coming from Oaxaca, from Guerrero, from Chiapas and Guatemala. I think a lot of the families I've spoken to came to the United States because maybe they weren't allowed to get the education that they wanted or were interested in getting.
Mi nombre es Hilda López y soy de Chiapas. Mi trabajo es amarrar tomates, plantar, piscar. Eso es lo que hacemos. Cuando yo estaba pequeña, tenía 8 años y mi mamá se murió. Y entonces yo me quedé la más grande de 8 años y mi hermano menor tenía 6 años y el otro tenía 4 años. Entonces yo ya no pude estudiar.
Presté mi servicio 2 años como instructor comunitario, lo que es nivel 6, y de 1 a 6, y luego sigo estudiando lo que es el bachillerato, y ya después, por razones de economía, de recursos para seguir, pues mejor tomé la opción de venirme acá. Y hoy el propósito, mi prioridad mayor es que mi hija sí se realice y que sea otro nivel de persona, o sea, que trabaje. O sea, todos los trabajos son dignos y están muy bien, pero hay más medios para salir adelante y triunfar en este país.
Tengo que trabajar porque quiero un futuro mejor para mi hija, porque quiero que mi hija salga adelante también. Porque digo, si yo trabajo y si a mi hija no le voy a dar un buen futuro, tiene que estar como yo, ¿no? No quiero que mi hija esté como estemos nosotros. Sí. por eso vamos a luchar.
I am the Director of Sustainable Agriculture for Low Country Local First in Charleston, South Carolina. It really is important for those people working in agriculture to be protected because you really I have seen and will probably continue to see people get taken advantage of and working incredibly long hours and very physically challenging labor. And you know, I don't think there's a lot of malicious intent there. It's just if someone's willing to work that hard, that long for that pay, people will take advantage of that. And that's, you know, it's a mix of empowering the workers and educating the employers, but not alienating the two. You know, I've talked to farm workers that I'm questioning them, like, this just, it really doesn't seem like you're getting paid enough. Like, it seems like, I don't know how much you're getting paid, but it doesn't, I can't imagine it's enough. And they are just so grateful for the job that don't say anything, you know, like, I love my job. And that's why a lot of farmers and farm workers won't talk to public organizations because they don't want to lose their job because this is their only opportunity.
I'm the general manager at Grow Food Carolina. We are the first local food hub in South Carolina, and we work with farmers in a 120-mile radius of Charleston to more efficiently move their product to market. I think oftentimes it's kind of a taboo issue. I think that most of the small to mid-size growers probably don't know the details of the laws, and so they are nervous to talk about it one way or the other.
I think personally, I think that the people making the laws are also a lot of times involved in the food industry. I think I was, you know, when I first went to work for Charleston County, maybe 4 years ago, and the first camp I went to, I went and read the laws, like on the side of the migrant housing, and it really kind of shocked me all the loopholes and how young someone can work. You know, I remember I was in Charleston County and there was a kid, he said, you know, I graduated 5th grade, so now I get to go out to the fields to work. You know, 12-year-olds, which is legal according to South Carolina law. It's just things like that. That shocked me the first time I read that, because how young you can be to work in the fields. You know, if you live in a city, you're not going to be a job till you're at least 15 or 16, but if you're out with your family in the fields, it really changes how you can work.
Less than 10% local in South Carolina. So less than 10% of what we grow is consumed here. And for a very agriculturally rich state, there's good opportunity to increase that number, which has multiplier effects in terms of more food dollars staying in South Carolina for our farmers, you know, less carbon footprint on the miles that the food is traveling, and really just creating this vibrant local food system whose economics can benefit everyone.
Sabemos realmente que entre más cerca esté el lugar de producción, tiene más nutrición al llegar a la casa. Pues en México todo era orgánico, porque allá no se acostumbra uno que estamos sembrando orgánico, o sea, simplemente tú cultivas y trabajas y comes y listo, ¿sí? Pero ya después cuando uno ya se mete a lo que es la ciencia, ya empiezan a decir que este producto es orgánico, es de pesticidas y todo eso, y pues en México no se acostumbra a hacer la diferencia porque estamos acostumbrados a comer lo que producimos.
Cheap food is celebrated, right? So, you know, 10 pounds of onions for $1 or the dollar value meal, right? It's a perfect example. Well, who gets that dollar? How do you make a consumer understand what it takes? And I think if more folks understood, they would pay more and they would be more apt to want to understand what a farm laborer, farm worker looks like.
Sí lo saben por medio de información en la televisión y todo eso, pero realmente no saben cuál es la realidad de dónde está saliendo, ¿no? Simplemente saben que los trabajadores migrantes cultivan y recogen y todo, pero realmente no saben cómo se está produciendo.
You get to know these farmers, then you can know their food, you know their operation, you know how they pay their labor. Those are questions that you would ask a business. As a farmer, you know, consumers can really go to them and ask them, what are your production practices? You know, who's working for you? How do you pay them? And that's going to get that in the forefront of their mind. I'm not going to say you're going to get a great reaction, but it's a question it's a fair question to ask as a consumer.
I think that the people who come here to try to better their lives, they are really the best thing this country can have. And I think people respect the work that migrant farmers do to some extent. I think they enjoy paying not a lot for their vegetables as well, and I think that might be a hard, you know, that's probably where the issue comes together. But I think if people educate themselves, do what they can to help, you know, I think that it will improve.